Hey there guys, I've decided to explore on another e-learning tool, and I chanced upon this online education whiteboard known as Idroo. I've used it for a while and I found that it's actually quite easy to use, and of course I'm learning as I keep on using this tool, but I found that at the basic level these the features that are available in this online tool is quite effective to help our students to learn various components or various teaching subjects. So I'm gonna uh, run through with you how you can actually use this for your collaborative learning. All right. Okay. So once you access to the website, they would you would actually need to sign up, and the sign up is actually for free. I've already done that, so I am going to log in. Let's see. Yep. Once you log in, yep, it brings you to this particular interface, and in this interface there are various uh, tabs and more about Idroo, your information with regards to your account, so on and so forth. But I'm going to I'm going to jump right into in creating a whiteboard so that you can see what exactly this is actually useful for. So once you create a new board, it actually brings you to this interface. So today I'm going to actually uh, do a particular comprehension passage, and the first thing that I'm going to do is that you see there are many features here. You can actually collaborate with your students via chat, you can upload documents, you can upload images, and then of course your students can actually access into this whiteboard through this link. This is actually very important. So this should be something that should be shared once you are ready. And of course you can give permission to your students to edit so that they can work together on that piece that you're trying to share, or the concept or the particular sum or the particular for example assignment that you are trying to work with them. So for today, like I mentioned, I'm gonna work on a reading comprehension passage. It's actually a grade 5 passage, just for the sake of sharing. All right, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna take first page. You would need to drag it in. Once you drag it in, you would need to actually align this. Let's see, it's at 71. I'm gonna bring it to 35 so that I can actually work on it. So let me just enlarge this. There was a bit of fiddling around just to show you that you will still need to get to know about the features about this particular whiteboard, and then you then master it slowly. You see what I mean? All right, so what's happening is that I will increase this to 35. I'm gonna bring this over, okay, enlarge it just for us to be on the safe side. Let me just enlarge this and make it big so that the students and everyone can actually see. So now what happens is, okay, let me just go back to 35. All right, you might want to lock it to the background. So in that sense, this particular page no longer, or this particular document or this particular image would no longer move. It is actually locked to the background, and then you can play around with this to the particular size so that the students can actually see it much more clearly. Okay, just for the sake of example, I'm just going to leave it as it is, but of course I would play with the alignment so that it's much more perfect. You would need to get yourself, I would say, more familiar with this interface so that you can actually use it much more effectively. So once you are here, let's say we're going to try and we're going to try to understand this particular passage. So first of all, you can actually run through with the students, first of all, after you have shared, and let's say they are here, and then maybe you could say, for example, there's a student called John here. So John, and of course it's not going to respond, but I'm just going to show you how effective this can be. John, let's say here, can you highlight to me which is the, or what is the title of this passage? Let's say this student is so weak that he's not familiar with all these features, and you would want him to or to learn more about this feature, or you want to know, you would want him to learn more about all these nuances of a comprehension passage, like finding out where is the title, which is the first paragraph, what is the type of language that's being used, so on and so forth. But for the sake of showing to you about this app, I am just going to ask this simple question. So what happens is that if we're on the assumption that there's a student called John who's actually sharing or is actually working together on a collaboratory basis on this particular assignment, so John would then be able to see this message, and then he can respond accordingly. So how can he actually highlight this in terms of which is the title? He can actually use the various tools here. So for example, I'm going to use the circle. So you can actually draw the circle around the title. Oops, sorry, this actually pops up regularly. So you can just read this at your own time. This free version is intended for personal use and students only. Yeah, that's the most important thing. So continue. So now look, you could as well change the color of this later on, of course, before you draw. In this case, I've actually given it as a black. So there you go. So this is actually the title, and this could be actually John showing this to you. So there are many features as such. All right, you could also include a text box, and then you can type it in, title, and then link it. You can actually highlight this to your student wherever he is, or he can actually do this for, and whoever is joining. Let me just work this out. All right, and he can actually connect this. All right. Okay. Apologies, I'm still working the finer features of this. I'm gonna just erase this and then do this again, just with the line. Hey. Okay. There you go. So you could actually play around with the many features that are actually available, and then you can actually teach the students in small phases or small pieces, such that you scaffold the whole process for your students. Like I said, there are many other features in this particular online whiteboard, and as I mentioned, I'm figuring it out slowly, but I found that it is actually a fantastic tool to use for collaboration. And the best part is actually it is an online tool, and it's not a standalone app. It's an online tool, so that you can actually access to this pretty much on any of the platforms, let it be iPad, mobile phone, but most importantly the laptop. So yep, thank you very much for your time, and apologies for any errors, but I hope I have given you a good understanding about what are the features of this Idroo. Oh, and one more thing is that you can actually save this as a PDF or save as an image. Let's say I'm going to save it as a PDF, and you can actually share this to the students again. There, here you go. The students again on their work via email or so on and so forth. All right, thank you for your time, and I will share with you more next time on my next educational tool under my top Tech 10. Thank you. Bye.